Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Rabbi.
We're learning Mishna Kesubos, Perek Yud Beis, chapter 12, Mishnah Dal, Mishnah 4. So the Mishnah reads like this: Kol zman she bebeis aviyah, as long as she is in her father's house, meaning in a situation where she is by her father, she's not living on her husband's estate, she's living by her father. Her husband's heirs are supporting her in her father's house. Goyvik subasa lo'olam. She can demand her ksuba whenever she wants. There is no time limit. There's no limit to when she can decide to go ahead and ask for her ksuba. But that's when she's in her father's house. Kol zman she beveis baila. But as long as she is in her husband's house, that means she is living on her husband's estate, and again being supported by the heirs of her husband. Then we say like this: Goyve ksubasa ad esrim v'chamishanim. She can go ahead and collect her ksuba up to 25 years. She's got 25 years to go ahead and ask for her ksuba. But after that, she cannot ask for her ksuba anymore. Why is that? Sheyesh be'esrim v'chamishanim shatasa toiva kneged ksubasa. Because there is enough opportunities in 25 years for her to do good deeds using the money that equals the value of her ksuba. So that means like this. I'll read to you how they explain it. When living in the house of her deceased husband, a widow is likely to use money or property from his estate to do good deeds, such as giving bread and salt to the neighbors. Right? The neighbors come by and ask for some sugar. They ask for some whatever. So she's going to take from the husband's estate to do that, and she's apparently allowed to do that, even though all that belongs to the heirs. But this is something that the heirs understand. It's an accepted thing to do, and she's allowed to do it. However, it's not like they let her do it scot-free. Over the course of 25 years, the total amount she takes is likely to reach the value of her ksuba. Thus, in effect, she has already received her ksuba by the end of this period and may no longer claim it. So the Chachamim said, after 25 years of doing this, you've probably taken enough out of the estate, which you decided to do to help others. It was a nice thing to help others, but it's something that you decided to do, the wife decided to do, the widow decided to do, and therefore, at a certain point of time, we say that you've probably given out enough from the husband's estate that's equal to your ksuba. And even though she was allowed to do it, but it's not like something that the heirs would let her just do it scot-free. And therefore, we say at this point of time, she cannot collect her ksuba anymore. If, however, she was living in her father's house, she would not have had access to her husband's estate, and thus would not have spent any of it on good deeds. She may therefore claim the ksubi definitely. If she's by her father's house, she's not there to spend the money to give away the money of the husband's estate, even for good deeds. And therefore, we have this distinction between being in the father's house or being in the husband's house. Now, Divrei Rabbi Meir, what we just said are the words of Rabbi Meir, Shomer Mishum Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel, who said this in the name of Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel. That's the first opinion. The first opinion is Rabbi Meir. This was Rabbi Meir's statement in the name of Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel. The Chachamim and the Chachamim say the opposite. They disagree. Kol zman she beveis baila, as long as she is in her husband's home, goyvek ksubasa la'olam. She can collect a ksuba whenever she wants. Kol zman she beveis aviyah. But in a situation where during the Kol Zman Shebei Savia, but while she's in the house of her father, Goyvik Subas and Esra B'chamishanim, then she has the 25-year limit of asking for the ksuba. Now, what is the understanding behind the Chachamim? So the explanation is, according to the Chachamim, while she's in her husband's house, is she giving out little things over the years for the neighbors, doing mitzvahs with the money of the estate, on this kind of, regular neighborly manner? Yes, she does. She does that. But according to the Chachamim, the heirs are happy she's doing it. and they're happy enough with what she's doing with it that they don't even think of taking it off the ksuba. There's nothing to do with the ksuba. According to the Chachamim, the heirs are so supportive of what she's doing with these monies of giving out to the neighbors what they need. They're so supportive of it that to them this is fine, 100% good, and they don't think of it as in any way taking off from the ksuba. And therefore, even after 25 years, and she's on her husband's estate, she could decide to ask for the ksuba. However, in the case by her father, we say like this. By the father, we say that 25 years didn't ask for the ksuba. We could assume that means that you're meichel. You forgot it. You said you're foregoing it. 25 years. You didn't ask for the ksuba. That's already enough of a sign that you already have decided that you waived your rights to it. You let it go. Okay. And why don't we say that by the father when she's 25 years by the father? Why don't we say that there? The answer is because in the case by the father, she's living on the estate. His heirs are there. They've been nice to her. They've been honoring her. As we said in yesterday's mission, they have to give her a place where to live according to what's considered dignified for her. Everything she had before, she has now. And therefore, she's embarrassed to ask for a ksuba. So even after 25 years, if she's living there and they're being nice to her and they're being respectful to her, she's embarrassed to ask for a ksuba. And therefore her silence or her lack of accepting the ksuba is not any kind of sign of acquiescence to them that I'm not going to collect my ksuba. But when you're 25 years in the father's house, you have no connection to the heirs, and after 25 years you still haven't accepted ksuba, that's already a sign that you waived the right to it. You let it go. Now, the Mishnah concludes, Mesa. Now, let's say she dies. She didn't collect her ksuba and she dies. Who gets her ksuba? Her heirs. Her heirs got her ksuba. Okay? How long do they have? Yorsha maskirin ksubasa ad esem v'chamesh shanim. Her heirs must mention the ksuba within 25 years. Meaning once she dies and it's their time to collect, they have the 25-year limit that if they don't collect in 25 years, that means that they waived it, they let it go, they can't collect it anymore. So according to the Chachamim, when it comes to the woman, we say that the opposite. When she's by her husband, there is no limits to when she can collect her ksuba. But if she was by her father, there's a 25-year limit. And if she dies, her heirs also have the 25-year limit to collect her ksuba. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Rabbi. Can I assume that the halakha is